And welcome, Flip Clock fans. This is going to be a little informal, informational type of a video. Someone asked a question about this particular clock, but to answer it, I'm going to have to use my other clocks because it's going to be easier to demonstrate what the situation is. The question is, how come when we're setting this clock, the instructions will say, set it a minute in advance of the time that you actually want it to be set at, and then eventually the clock will catch up to that. Now, why is it doing that, and why do you have to do it that way? Number one, there's a reason why flip clocks disappeared. If you remember, if you were alive then, it was all the rage when the LED lights came out. They were exact, they were perfect. The alarm went off exactly when you set it. That's not this. And if you're looking for that in flip clocks, of course you're not going to find it. Now, for example, on these clocks here, if I'm setting clocks, and I want them to be going off on the time that's on my iPhone, that's a trick. Even to get all these clocks here to try to go off at the same time is very difficult. So you'll see one go off, then another, then another. So what would I do if I wanted them to try to get them closer? Is I would basically just say, okay, this one's going faster than the rest. We want to get the time close, but you would pull out the plug and wait, let the others catch up, and then plug it back in. It's almost ridiculous. Really, the way I do it is, like, say it's going to be, I want to get this one set, and it's actually it's 4:51. That's off. I would set that probably to 4:52, and then wait, or maybe higher. Wait till it flipped over. Stop it. Pull out the plug. Wait till the real time caught up to it, and then as soon as it's flipped over, plug in the clock. That's a major hassle, but that's the way it is. But we're going to talk back on target here. What happens when you flip a clock and you have to wait until it catches up? This clock is unique, and it's an interesting mechanism. There's a quartz clock in here, and you have little levers, and the minutes are independent of the hours, although as the minutes progress, it's pulling back a trigger and a hammer, and that's why you hear this loud bang. So it's pulling back a hammer. It's pulling back this hammer here gradually and then releasing it. Now, over here, what we've got going on, what we have to remember is that, and you think about this clock, or you think about any other clock that has, well, any other clock. So, for example, this motor here, it's running a wheel that's turning these minutes. It's running a gear that's turning these minutes. Well, you can't be jerking on this motor. If you turned this and it turned the gear, it would wreck the motor. So there's got to be a separate way that clocks can turn so that you don't wreck your motor or your mechanism, for example, like a Seth Thomas mental clock, which we have here behind us in Flip Clock Fan Studios. So if you look at this, I don't know if you're going to be able to tell. If I have to, I'll take this apart. But we see there's a gear that comes off the motor, and it is moving. It is moving this gear here. That gear is attached to a rod that goes all the way through here, comes here, and moves the minutes. Now, all this other stuff, there's other things going on here. There's a sleep function, gears, and then there's another set of gears that translates the minute movement into hours movement. But what we're talking about here is, okay, why the difference? Well, when I advance the time, I can't be messing with the motor. So I'm pushing this forward, and if it was pushing the motor, that would have to go a lot faster, or you're going to break gears. What's happening here, and I think I'm going to have to take this motor off so you can see. So here's the gear that turns the clock. If this moves by hand, your motor is destroyed. Now, when that gear is touching here, then this gear won't be able to be moved. Let's unplug it. So again, this gear here is the one that moves the minutes, and it moves freely now. But when it's touching the motor, it will not move at all. It's locked. So how does it move? The rod still moves. But when you're moving this, you're causing the slip clutch to slip on the gear. So nearly every clock is going to have a slip clutch type gear. Even the quartz. Now I can't show you that like I can here because it's inside the mechanism. I can take it apart and show you, but it's too much trouble. So when you're flipping, when the motor's flipping it, it's turning that gear gradually so that the clock just barely flips. So by the time you've done that, it's already moved the numbers up behind it even closer. When you flip with the slip clutch, it's independent of this gear. That motor's going to turn this around once every 24 hours. It's going to turn it around, or once every hour, I'm sorry. So that's going to turn around once every hour. There's nothing you can do about it. And it will stay on that. It will continue to turn this gear around once every hour, regardless of what you do over here. So it's on its own merry little trip, but you're screwing around over here, and we're forcing those out. So by the time this is flipped, it's kind of set back a little bit. This gear's got to catch up. And that's the extra time you have to take before it actually flips. So the bottom line is, and the answer is, the reason any clock, flip clock, you have to set forward like that is because of the slip clutch and the position it leaves the numbers in. And like I said, the best way to set a flip clock is to go forward in the future, let it flip with the motor, unplug the clock, let real time catch up, and as soon as it goes over to your digit you've got here, plug it in. That's how crazy it is to be a flip clock fan. Well, I hope this makes some kind of sense. If you have any other questions, let me know. Thanks for taking the time.